Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm sewing on the aft end of the square top corner patches on. I've already basted them and so I'll stick them on and try and get this over to the machine after I've rolled this up, and then I have an idea for how I'm going to sew this because it's going to be hard to spin around the fabric as I go around the corners. So I have an idea for that and we'll see how it goes. So here's my idea. I've got to sew along the seam and then I've got to spin the cloth. That's the normal way to do it. But my idea is to spin the machine when it's on the corner. I'll have to leave the needle in, of course, but I may actually be able to spin the cloth around. We'll see, but it will mean the cloth has got to rotate round through into that area there. So let's give it a go. It just broke the thread for some reason. That's the first time that that's happened.
It took me a little while to realise that the thread was hooked up down by the motor there, and I hadn't threaded it through properly, which does make a difference.
I've just put a new needle in, one size up, it's a size 17 now, and tried stitching through 4 layers, which this is 3 layers. And everything looks okay. It's not pretty. But it will do the job. My first corner, I'm not going to show you a close-up of the stitching. I've got away with it, I think. It can only get better, right? Good Tuesday morning. I've had a bit of a break from sail making. Not just because it was hard. I was waiting for the sail material to arrive. Thank you, contender. Here it is. I'll mark that out today and cut it out. And it's given me a chance to prepare for some other projects like this decking material here, which I brought in on the trailer yesterday and it was soaking, so I don't want to use it when it's so wet. So I'll leave it in the garage for a few weeks, let it dry out a bit, because I'm going to paint it. There's been some other projects as well, like the ongoing painting, which I've dropped the ball a bit with, because it's such a big job. It's not just sanding and painting. I've had to strip all these window frames because a previous owner had done some terrible painting and I just couldn't cover it up. So we're getting there. This end is prepared, but my partner has decided that we need to get a professional painter in because there's a few rooms left to do. I've already done a lot of painting inside this house, two bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a hallway downstairs. And there's another project which is not huge, but I'm replacing this wallboard here, and the trim here and here, because when we bought the house there had been a bit of a leak in this corner, and I've since replaced all the cladding and flashing on that part of the house on the outside, which was a major because it's 3 stories high at that point, and I put up my own scaffolding. Something else which is new, I've had to buy some storage on this hard drive, 2 terabytes, because my cloud server pCloud is nearly maxed out, and that's 500 gigabytes. Before I started making these videos, I would never have imagined that I needed so much storage space. The rest of the corner patches have been cut, as you can see, and I've decided to do only the tack corner to begin with and see how it goes. I just had too much trouble with doing the aft end of the square tops, so if it doesn't go well, I'm going to take it somewhere and get them to sew it or use their machine. I've decided to try rolling the material towards the corner, so that might make it easier, and then I'm going to try spinning the machine as I intended to do first of all as a method to try and sew these corners. But I don't want to go through again the disappointing results of how the first corner went. It's not perfect, but it's better. Okay, well that went a lot better. And these are only 3 layers here, 3 extra layers. But turning the machine instead of the material seemed to work really well. There's still a little bit of an issue with the stitching spacing because this machine, it's so sensitive to, if you're giving it a bit of a push to help it with the drag, it's going to make a longer stitch. I don't understand. With a walking foot, I would have thought the walking foot was in contact with the material the whole time, so you wouldn't be able to push it through extra fast. Just as in the other direction, it tries to keep up. I'm feeling less cornered by the corners of the sail. This is the tack of the port side, and it went quite well. Just one more tack to do, and then it's the clews, which are far more complicated. Why is the clew more complicated? Well, there's more layers for one thing, and incorporates this ring, it incorporates this tube webbing. It'll be a bit of fun, but fortunately I have the Sailrite videos to go by. They're such a good guide. It's my sort of go-to before I do every part of the sail. I watch a Sailrite video. And now it comes to the trickiest corner. This ring's going to go here. There's 4 layers here, and then it gets basted to this larger patch, which then gets basted to the sail. And I've decided to put it on the outside. I say outside because it's a twin skin sail, so there's an inside and an outside for each side. So this will go here. There'll be 2 straps that wrap around each side, another one over here and over here. So that's how I'm going to do it. Might be time to change the needle. But I think this has gone quite well. I've watched the video on Sailrite about countless times on doing these corner patches, and I think I'm fairly happy with that. So the next phase is this bit of work gets pasted onto that last corner patch, and then the whole lot gets pasted onto the sail. Takes a bit of getting my head around to get everything just right. The clew corner is not going so well. I got a row of stitching around the first layer, which is the thickest layer actually. About this row here, I'm not having any luck with it all. I've had to pull the stitching out twice because I've got this kind of thing going on. I pulled the needle out there, but it's furring up the thread, and I think it's because where it goes through this little collar here. So I've taken some photographs and sent them to my mate who's the expert, and who's loaned me this machine, and we'll take it from there. But strongly suspecting I might have reached the limit of this machine. It's just too many layers, and I might have to take it along to a professional sailmaker. Well, after I stuck a bigger needle in, thanks Paul for that suggestion. He should know the machine because it's his machine, and it went so much better. There's one more clew corner to do that looks just like this, and now I know it's doable. I'll go ahead with that tomorrow. Anyway, it's been a bit of a trial, but thanks for hanging in there if you've been watching what's been going on with the sail making, and I look forward to you coming back next time.